Hey guys, and welcome to episode 15 of my Out of the Park Baseball 21 series with the Chicago Cubs. We just finished up our fourth season, I believe. Let's take a look. Fourth season, I think. Yeah, fourth season. And we came on really strong at the end of the season, but we got off to such a bad start that we couldn't get out of it. You can see 11 and 16, 9 and 18, 12 and 14 at the end of June, July, August, and September. We were fantastic. We played at a 100 win pace those last 3 months, but just got too far behind. So we are about to enter the off season. I did a little poking around. I didn't actually do anything except take a look at upcoming free agents and look at the arbitration numbers and look at our mail. So let's look at our mail. German Marquez, we are going to execute his option without question. He was really, really good for us, and we hope to sign him long term. In some very shocking news, Austin Meadows executed his option, which means we have him for pretty cheap numbers the next 3 years, 12-2, 16-2, and 16-2. I was expecting him to opt out. So we get to hang on to a 3,100 guy, 941 OPS for $12 million. Chris Bryant opted out, of his contract. 3 straight years of 30 plus home runs. Average was down, OPS was down, WAR was down. I was looking at some of the upcoming free agents, and it's really interesting because the top three or three of the top free agent hitters are third basemen. We've got Chris Bryant, or all three technically. Chris Bryant, Rafael Devers, and Matt Chapman. So I'm not sure what they're going to be looking for, but we will make a push for one of the three. It's probably going to be Devers, Chapman, Bryant in that order. Devers is a better hitter, better fielder. Average over 300, 4 of his 5 seasons, led the American League in doubles 4 straight years, four 200 hit seasons. He's a beast. Chapman is going to hit for a lower average, although he hit for a higher average last year. He's going to hit for more power, and he is an elite third baseman. So you can see a 16.3, or excuse me, a 15.4 zone reading last year for Oakland. He's won 5 Gold Gloves. So those will probably be 1, 2 in that order: Devers and then Chapman. Devers also because he's younger, and then Bryant if these guys fall through, or if I think they're going to fall through. So we've got some interesting decisions to make in the offseason. Season goals, he's not happy with me. We have to have a good season this upcoming year. And then the top 100 prospect list, we don't have anybody there, but we are number 6 overall. Nick Gonzalez is 17th, Mario Garaka 18th, Mario Gonzalez 26th, Alex Bernal 36th, and Edgar Mata, a 16-year-old that we got in the international free agent signing, is 70th. So that's where we stand in terms of prospects. Let's jump into ARB here. So Bryant is looking for $25 million. So I think that's a no-brainer. We offer him the qualifying offer. If he comes back at $15 million, then great. And we don't have to worry about third base, and we get him at a $9 million discount. I don't suspect that's going to happen. Let's get some of these easy ones out of the way. Zach Short wants 1-4. That's fine. Davey Garcia, 892. I just want to get that. He's not in. He's angry with the way he played this year, I think. His role on the team wants to be a starter. All right, well, that's something we can talk about, I guess. Adbert Alzolay and Nick Anderson. These guys, I think we're going to try to move. Michael Baez wants 2-5. So let's go ahead and offer him 2-5. Caleb Ferguson wants Oops, Caleb, that's not what I wanted to do. Caleb Ferguson. Ugh, shoot. It's not what I wanted to do. Where can I go fix that? It's here? Yeah, I don't want to offer him a minor league contract. Wants 6, so 5750000. Lock him up. Sir Anthony Dominguez wants 7, 675. Lock him up. So 12 million and out of my 2 top relievers. It's fine. Let's go ahead and shop him and Alzolay and see what kind of bites we can get, if anything. Wow, okay. So there are some options here. Center field prospect. Shortstop. Can't really hit. Couple of good relief prospects from the Braves. I'm not interested in, well, I guess maybe I'm interested in trading for a reliever. Not ideally from the Braves, though. I'm tired of making them better. It seems like every deal we make with them, we come out on them. I guess we've only really made one, but that didn't work out for us. Brian Mata, maybe. First full season, 170 innings, or I guess a second full season, 184 strikeouts. It's not bad. Solid investment if he can continue to produce. That's an option. We might be able to add on to that as well. And there's Andrew Vaughn again. Problem is I can't bring myself to trade with the White Sox. It's just, it happens so infrequently that it just doesn't seem realistic. You guys let me know what you think. I mean, if they're offering the trade, should I take it or should I try to keep it realistic in that sense that the Cubs and the Sox aren't gonna, I guess they did recently, Eloy Jimenez going from the Cubs to the White Sox, but I don't know. I'd love to have him, but I don't know if it's, number one, I don't know if it's realistic. Number two, I don't know where he would play. He's not going to play at first over Rizzo, and I'm not going to play him at third. And he can hit. Ugh. I mean, do we just grab him and stick him in the outfield? But again, where? He's not going to play left. He's not going to play center. Maybe I make him a utility guy and I teach him how to play left and right, and then he can play left, right, first, and third. Maybe that's an option. And then Zach Short can stick with his middle infield positions. I think I'm going to do it, but I want to see if there's anybody else here that's a better option. Tanner Scott can bring the heat, but control is terrible. Parkland. He's not bad. He's cheap. Robinson Pena. Okay. Jonathan Loisiga. You can see how he did last year for he's on the Mets now. How did he end up on the Mets? He got claimed on waivers. Okay, that's interesting. Buddy. Ooh. Oh, he's not that good. Get a third pitch, maybe. Oops, I didn't want to go right back to him. I wanted to look at this guy. He's 26. Back end of the rotation. Again, do I make a trade with the Cardinals? I mean, is that better or worse than making a trade with the White Sox? Guys, I think I'm going to do it. You tell me if I shouldn't have done it, but I think I'm going to do it. And they don't think that's fair. Well, okay. If you don't think that's fair, let's see what else we can get from the White Sox. So many outfielders, though. I mean, just means we gives us an opportunity to move some people. Florial is, I don't know if outlived is welcome is the right term, but he struggled last year. We've got Garcia, Florial, and Knowles that we can look to move. Okay, so that doesn't work. It's fine. Their prospect list is pretty bad. That's fine. Okay. So Vargas is in double A. I was willing to move him. I think we might do that. It's the number 5 pick. He hasn't really developed, but if he does, he's got some pretty good numbers. We get younger. Yep. Pull the trigger before I think about it. All right. So let's go here. So I think what we're going to do in the upcoming season is something like this. Something, no, not maybe not like that. Maybe something like that. Get Vaughn in there at first, third, and left. Get him some playing time, and then he can be my DH against the American League. So, all right, well, I'm happy with that. I'll take that. And no other moves here? Any minor leaguers that I want to resign? 29-year-old and A-ball. No, thank you. Anybody with even remotely decent stats that we can bring back as depth? Benjamin Rodriguez. Little. Bring all 3 of these guys back. Jared Young. That works. Bring back those. Hopefully, bring back those 4. And I think that's it for now, right? Yeah, arbitration. We made our move with the White Sox to bring in Andrew Vaughn, and I think that's gonna do it. So let's go ahead and I'm gonna sim ahead to the awards. We'll see if we won any of the awards. Then we'll sim ahead to the beginning of free agency, then the Rule 5 draft. Then we'll go through spring training, set the rosters, and we'll get ready for next season. So I will be back at start of free agency. So see you in a minute. All right, it is time for free agency, but before we take a look at our free agents, let's go back and look at the awards. So the American League Gold Glove Awards, Garrett Cole, Christian Vasquez, Bobby Dalbec. He's actually won it at multiple positions now. I think he won it at first, and no, he's won it at first both times the last 2 seasons. DJ LeMahieu, so 4 Gold Glovers for the Red Sox. Matt Chapman, Oakland, Wander Franco, Tampa, Garrett Whitley, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Aaron Judge. So 4 Gold Glove winners for the Red Sox. In the National League, Kwang Hyun Kim with Cincinnati, Austin Hedges for the Reds as well. Riz for us, Luis Urias, CJ Hinojosa, Milwaukee, Javi Baez with us, Alec Thomas, Arizona, Harrison Bader with St. Louis, and Bryce Harper. So a couple of Gold Gloves for Javi. That is number 3 in a row, I think. Yep, 21, 22, 23. For Riz, that is Gold Glove number 4 and his first since 2019. So a couple of Gold Gloves, even though his ratings are starting to drop here a little bit. AL reliever of the year, Jose Ruiz with the White Sox. And in the National League, Sir Anthony Dominguez. 25 saves between the Phillies and the Cubs. Pitched really, really well. 2.06 ERA on the year, 118 strikeouts in 74 innings. So congratulations to Sir Anthony. That's it there. AL Silver Sluggers, Adley Rutschman, Jordan Alvarez, Luis Arraez. My mouth has a difficult time with that name. Arraez hit 382. Devers, Wander Franco, Eloy Jimenez, Mike Trout, who had a 9.5 WAR season. Let's take a look at his batting stats. Look at all those awards. I think he's going to make the Hall of Fame. He's going to hit 500 home runs next season, probably 2,100 hits, or close to 2,100 hits. So 500 home runs next year. He's on his way to 700 if he can stay healthy. Mike Trout, J.J. Bleday for the White Sox, and Giancarlo Stanton with 64 bombs last year. In the National League, Genesis Cabrera, the pitcher, Francisco Mejia with the Padres, Freddie Freeman, Atlanta, Brendan Rodgers in Colorado, Justin Turner for the Dodgers, Tatis Jr. at short, Juan Soto hitting almost 400 on the year with an .811 slugging percentage, a 13.4 win season. So Juan Soto, I think you can probably guess, was named the NL MVP. Cody Bellinger had the best season of his career. He's won 4 straight MVPs and didn't win the MVP this year. And Dylan Carson in St. Louis. AL Rookie of the Year, Noelvi Marte, shortstop from Seattle, hit 347 with 26 home runs. It was a big offensive year across the board. Tiso Ornelas, again, the outfielder who was in, I think, 3 straight Rule 5 drafts, won the National League Rookie of the Year this year. John Farrell wins the AL Manager of the Year award as he led the White Sox to a World Series championship. Torey Lovullo, so that's neat. Torey Lovullo was actually John Farrell's bench coach when the Sox won the World Series in 2013. So John Farrell wins in the American League, Torey Lovullo wins in the National League. A couple of ex-Red Sox coaches there. AL Cy Young Award, Nate Peterson, 13-5, 2.46 ERA. Matt Manning and then Garrett Cole in the National League. Free agent to be Jack Flaherty, Noah Syndergaard, and Jacob deGrom. Top player in the American League, Wander Franco, wins his second MVP award, and he's 22 years old. 341, 39 home runs, 142 runs knocked in, 74 walks, only struck out 34 times, had more stolen bases than he did strikeouts. 10.2 WAR, follows up his 9.4 win season. Yeah, he's a pretty good ball player. And in the National League, no surprise, Juan Soto. Look at this, 396, 514, 811, good for a 1.326 OPS, 13.4 WAR. He's 25 years old. And at $30 million for the next 8 years, it is an absolute bargain. Unbelievable the year that he had. Second place was Bellinger, I believe. Is that what it said? Bellinger, then Acuna, then Carlson. We didn't have anybody on the list. Javi Baez was way down here, picking up 3 votes. Let's take a look at the international free agents, see if there's anybody any good. There hasn't been yet, which is a little disappointing. And there's still not. Okay. Free agents, we talked a little bit about this. Devers, Chapman, or you can throw Sano in there as well. So lots of options here. So let's take a look at our situation. So basically, we need a third baseman, and then we need to figure out what we're going to do with Miguel Amaya because he's really stagnated. And do we go with Bo Naylor? I mean, we're okay in the catching situation. It's just going to come down to whether or not we start Naylor or Amaya. And if we start Naylor, does that mean Amaya is available? I don't know. But we definitely need a third baseman, so we need to figure out which of those. I think we talked about which target I'm going to go after first. go after Devers, and it'd be a little left-handed heavy, but that's okay. Matt Chapman though is just an elite. Let's see what they're looking at. See what they're looking for, because Matt Chapman's just an elite level defensive third baseman, and we have some offense. Um, Pitching, you can always use more pitching, so we'll keep an eye. We definitely need a bullpen arm because we only have. Is there anybody in our minor leagues that we'd want to call up right away? Ryan Jensen, he probably deserves a call up now. Short. So if we went with this, Ferguson, Dominguez, Baez, Davy Garcia, I mean, it's not a bad bullpen, but if we can find another arm, so our third baseman, bullpen arm, and starting pitcher, not necessarily in that order. So let's take a look and see what those third basemen are looking for. Devers is looking for $50 million. Okay. Yeah. No. He's looking for a 10-year, 517. He's looking for $500 million. All right, I think we're gonna pass there. What about Chapman? Chapman is looking for. And I'm not giving him 8 years, but I'd be happy. Something like this. 4 for 20. Still an elite level. Yeah, I mean, his contact is starting to drop, and that's concerning. Oh, Victor Caratini. Robinson Chirinos. Wilson Ramos. Kristen Vaz. Yeah, see, like, what? It might not be a bad idea to run with Naylor as the catcher and bring in someone like Vasquez as a backup. Getting ahead of ourselves here, though. Here's the problem, is I'm afraid that. All right, let's just try something here. He's 27, so let's give him 8 years. Because sometimes they sign these contracts or they ask for this money, and they end up taking significantly less. And this is significantly less, but let's just see. Yeah. Oh well, now he only wants 509 million. All right, so I think we roll with chat. Let's see if we can do this 4 years at 20. I would be happy with that. Okay. All right. So Matt Chapman, I'd love to have Devers, but not at that. Not even at 40. You know, if we could get him closer to 30 or 35, I would make a run at him there. But I think, yeah, I just think if he's healthy, he's a better third baseman, third base option than Bryant. Just so good defensively. So good defensively. All right, let's take a look at the pitchers. I mean, do we try to make... See, I would love to make a splash here and jump all over Flaherty, but again, $37 million. 8 years, $37 million. We do 5 years at 30. I'll even give you an opt-out after the 3rd year. No. But I think I can work something out here. So that's going to be something I look at. Go after Severino. Nearly as good, though. Cookie Carrasco. Jordan, take Jordan Hicks from St. Louis. That might not be a bad option. Make us stronger and weaken our competition. 5 years. What about 3? Okay, I'll do that. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead to the Rule 5 draft. I'm going to mess around with Flaherty and see if I can get him to take shorter years at a little bit less money. But if we can walk out of this with Chapman, Hicks, and Flaherty in free agency, I would be ecstatic. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. And when we come back, it'll be time for some Rule 5 drafting. So, see you in a minute. All right, it is Rule 5 draft time, but let's take a look and see what's happened as we've led up to the Rule 5 draft. So, about a week after free agency started, we got an email from Rafael Devers telling us that he was willing to revisit talks. And in those talks, his contract demands came way down, and we ended up signing Rafael Devers to a 7-year, $235 million contract. You can see here 27, 30, 32, 35, and then he's got an opt-out, and then 3 years at 37. I don't suspect he'll opt out. He'll be 31 here, but if we eat a couple of bad years on the end of this, so be it. These first 3 or 4 years are a relative bargain for somebody who has put up these numbers. See anywhere from 4.8 WAR up to 7.7. He's a 300 hitter, almost 1,000 OPS, 3 straight seasons, 200 hits 4 of the last 5 seasons. Led the American League in doubles 4 years in a row. 3 years of more than 40 home runs straight. 3 years of more than 120 RBIs. Got some decent speed and is, I guess he's not a very good fielder, even though his numbers say otherwise. So. We have signed Rafael Devers to a 7-year contract. And Matt Chapman ended up signing with the New York Mets, 6 years, $79 million. So he got a bit longer deal for a little bit less than what we were offering. So he goes to the Big Apple. And Chris Bryant signed with the Milwaukee Brewers, 5 years, $79 million. We received a 2nd-round pick for Bryant signing with Milwaukee, and we gave up a 3rd-round pick for signing Devers. So we got Rafael Devers in a 2nd for Chris Bryant and a 3rd. That is a pretty solid trade, if you ask me. And speaking of trades, we have made a trade with the Miami Marlins. So if we go in and we look at the trade log, we have sent Miguel Amaya, Matthew Boyd, and Michael Kirian to the Miami Marlins in exchange for Sixto Sanchez. So I had mentioned that we were thinking about going with Bo Naylor as our starting catcher. So we started our trade talks here with Amaya. We added Boyd, not because we didn't think he could pitch well for us, but it frees up a little bit of money. He signed for 8-9 this year. He wasn't very good with us, picking him up at the trade deadline. I don't normally like flipping people that quickly, but he's 32. We had an opportunity to pick up Sanchez, and then Kirian was really the one that I didn't want to give up. But what sort of, I guess, convinced me to do it was while his numbers are good, his stamina is not great, which means he's I don't know if he's ever going to make it really as a starting pitcher. He might be a 5 or 6 inning guy, but he's never going to be a stud type pitcher. In exchange, we picked up Sixto Sanchez. You can see he's had some bad records, but that's playing for a really bad Miami team. Good stuff, good movement, elite level control, 4 awesome pitches, good stamina. He's only 25 years old. So led the National League in WHIP last year, 4.3 WAR, 163, almost a strikeout an inning. He's a beast. So that now makes our rotation look like this: German Marquez, Sixto Sanchez, Josiah Gray, Chris Sale, and Jose Rudolfo. We still have our deal with Jordan Hicks pending. He favors the offer. So if we can. Ooh, he's disruptive. I didn't see that. We may want to rethink that. I don't like signing. I don't like signing players who are disruptive. There's some other options for us. Josh Hader, Jose Alvarado. Kind of like him. He celebrates every win. Josh Hader is a fan favorite. I mean, you know what you're going to get out of Hader. He's going to strike out 1,000,000 people. He's going to give up some home runs. He's going to walk some people. I think we're going to do this. Withdraw the offer from Jordan Hicks. I don't like disruptive players on my team. So now it comes down to, do we go with the power arm or do we go with someone who's, I think Alvarado, does he want? He's leaning towards signing with the Cardinals, where we can't let that happen. Here's $7 million. You take that? Let's see. Let's just see what he's asking for. He's asking for 5 years. And there are a couple of decent guys here in a backup, as a backup plan, I guess you could say. Nick Birdie's not bad. We can't sign Alvarado, and has Flaherty still locked us out? Yeah. It'd be nice if we could still somehow, because we've got the money, if we could still somehow lock up Flaherty. All right, let's go to the Rule 5 draft. Let's go here first and make sure there's nobody that. Oh, this is a good point. We need. I'm going to put Kessler on the 40 man because I don't want to lose him. I am going to call him up because he will be my backup catcher if we can't find a better option. Anybody else I want to put on the 40 man? If somebody takes him, they take him. Got to put Castellano, 40 man. I don't want to lose him. Oh, that's a bizarre skill set. I don't think I've ever seen that. So much so that I like it. I'm going to put him on the 40 man. Noah Campbell. Somebody takes him. Deal. Look at Van Luke. He's just 100 contact, 89 gap power. It's already a 57 contact, 83 gap power, so he's going to go up to AA as a 19-year-old. This is 78 strikeouts and 5 walks. This is a very Bill Buckner-esque type profile, but that's okay. I like it. Anybody else? No, but we'll move Guaraka up. I guess while we're here, we'll just take a look and see if there's anybody that needs to get moved up a rank. Bernal's going to come out soon because he's 19, so we'll just move him up now. That's something that Out of the Park Baseball 21 does now, is they will automatically boot prospects up to the minor leagues when they hit the age of 20. So that's pretty nice. I've got Levon Soto. Did pretty well in AAA. He'll probably be Short's replacement when the time comes, so we'll keep him there. All right, let's go to the Rule 5. We have the 19th pick. Anybody here that I missed? I mean, number 34 prospect in all of baseball. can't. He's not gonna make it down. I mean, if he makes it down to me, I'm gonna pick him. I'm gonna take him, and just stash him. Can move Knowles back to AAA this year, so let's just see. Yep, taking him. How can you pass that up? Well, it's Reese Hines. Or Hines is a power bat. Devon Knowles. Is he the brother of R. Knowles? Might be. Both have the D apostrophe name. All right, that's all I'm going to do. But I think that was well worth it because now we have R. Knowles as a potential trade chip. Or Eric Pena as a trade chip. So many outfielders. Yeah, I mean, his numbers have stayed the same. Gonna, just because we can now, send him to AAA. We're gonna be pretty lefty heavy. That's okay. That's okay. So ideally we need a catcher. I mean, we have a couple of batters who can hit lefties. Or really, we've got Vaughn. We're really left-handed in the outfield. We may need to... Let's see what happens if we do this. If we can find a right-handed hitting outfielder that we can maybe platoon with Dominguez. No, because Dominguez is good against, he's better against lefties. All right, well, let's see what we can find. Tyler Esplin is a power bat, but he's a lefty. 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 We're all lefties. Santander is a switch hitter. It's better against righties. Good friend Ian Happ signed a long-term contract with the Yankees. Good for Ian. Batting average was way down, though, so everything was down. Hit a career high in home runs, but only hit 236, so looks like we made the right decision moving on from Ian. Byron Buxton is a righty. It's better against righties. Okay. Josh Steven, Simon Uziotti. Clint Frazier. Ultimate in right-handed bats, Mr. Gallo. Oof. Average is starting to plummet. Forrest Wall is a lefty. Chavez Young is a switch hitter, but he's not any good. Let's do this. Let's look at veterans. We can afford it. So, see if anybody's got a veteran they're looking to get rid of. George Springer. He's a lefty, though. No, he's a righty. Bring in George Springer on a one-year deal? I mean, that's what we're looking for. Somebody to mash lefties. He signed for next season at $12 million. Let's see. So they'll eat. The 25% of the contract, so we'll pay him $20 million this year. Then we have him for 1 year after that at 12. Then we can cut him, but he makes us immediately better against lefties. Still a good outfielder. Good leadership. And he's coming off a 48 home run season. I mean, how can I say no to this? Pull the trigger. George Springer. All right, so that clears up a spot on, not that we were pinched for 40-man spots, but it clears up a 40-man spot. And I mean, it really gives us an opportunity to ease Dominguez in too. Against lefties. Springer. Do we play Springer in center field and give Dominguez? All right, well, we'll sort that out later. Maybe we can run a platoon and get everybody enough at bats so that they're not miserable. But I think we're in pretty good shape from an offensive standpoint. The only other thing that I think we need is we need to take a look at catchers. Christian might be my guy. He's still an elite level catcher. Wants to start, but if we're winning, I don't think that's going to matter. Wants 3 years. I don't want to give him 3 years. Take 2 years at 8. Wants that third year. What if we make the third year a team option instead of a player option? Take that. 4-5. Can we do something like that? Okay. All right. So basically, it's going to be 2 years at $9 million. So if we can sign Vasquez and Alvarado, I think that puts us in pretty good shape. So I'm going to go ahead and sim ahead. Oh, no, we got to do Hall of Fame voting. And then I'll sim ahead to the end of spring training unless something goes sideways, and then I'll come back for that. So we're going to go Beltran. Adrian Beltre. And he was so good. I wish he had stayed with the Red Sox longer than that one season. It's sort of one of those ultimate what ifs with that early 2010 Red Sox team. If they just keep Beltre and they don't trade Rizzo for Adrian Gonzalez, now you got Adrian Beltre and Anthony Rizzo in your starting lineup. 2011, the nightmare of 2011 never happens. They probably never sign Crawford. Things don't go sideways, but then do they win in 2013? So I don't know. But it's one of those what ifs. Either way, Adrian Beltre is absolutely a Hall of Famer. I'm going to continue to vote for Keith Folk because he's Keith Folk. Give Big Sexy a vote. Todd Helton. Andrew Jones. Torrey Hunter, even though neither of them are going to make it. Manny. Omar. And no, I don't have to vote for 10, but throw a vote to Mauer. All right, so there's my ballot. Beltran, Beltre, Malone, Folk, Helton, Hunter, Jones, Mauer, Ramirez, and Vizquel. All right, I'm going to sim ahead till the end of spring training. We will set the lineup, set the pitching staffs, and we will get ready to play ball. So we'll be right back. All right, we are just a couple days away from opening day. Let's take a look at our mail because some stuff happened. Not necessarily to us, but some stuff happened. So Toronto ended up signing Jack Flaherty, 6 years, $180 million, so $30 million a year, which is what I was looking for. I was just looking to get him for 5. He ended up signing for 6 with the Blue Jays. Have fun in Toronto. Not worried about that. We did sign Jose Alvarado, 3 years, $21 million. He will move into what is becoming a stacked Cubs bullpen, so I'm happy there. Old friend Julio Urias, waived by the Dodgers, picked up by Pittsburgh, pitched poorly for Pittsburgh, pitched poorly for Toronto, and turned that into a $47 million contract. Oh, to be left-handed and young. Good for Mr. Urias. Hall of Fame voting, Adrian Beltre was the only one who made it, just made it, 77%. Manny's getting close. Beltran's getting close. Mauer got almost 60% of the votes needed in the first year, and Big Sexy got 46%. So you got some players here who might be making it in here coming up. My guess is next year, Ramirez and maybe Beltran. At the very minimum, I think Manny probably makes it. We did sign Christian Vasquez. It was a 3-year contract, $4.5 million per year. That third year is a team option, though, so it's effectively a 2-year, $9 million deal. Christian's going to come in and play great defense for us. We did sign a couple of our bullpen arms. We signed Caleb Ferguson to a 3-year contract extension. Worth $24 million. The third year is a team option, so 3 years at $8 million. Small raise over this year. He's pitched well enough, I think, to justify that. See 168 strikeouts and 119 innings, or 109 innings, so I'll take that. And then Sir Anthony Dominguez we signed as well, the reigning relief pitcher of the year. We signed him to a 3-year, $30 million deal. Both of those deals are movable if necessary. If things go sideways for us, or something goes wrong, we should be able to move either one of these, even if we have to eat a portion of it. And so they're not terrible deals. Steven Strasburg, his career is over at age 35. Wasn't able to recover from an injury he suffered in 2020. He attempted to make comebacks in 2021 and 2022, and just wasn't able to get back. So Strasburg's career ends 118 and 66, 43.6 career WAR, 1,800 strikeouts in 1,556 innings. So played his entire career with Washington. And that's usually how this plays out for Strasburg. He gets hurt in almost every save I ever play. Walker Buehler, out for the year. Torn rotator cuff. He will miss the entire season for the Dodgers. So $19 million this year. Won't get a penny out of it. Buehler had been extremely consistent and really, really good for the Dodgers. So that throws a wrench in their postseason hopes. And then the last one, and I deleted this by mistake, but the Los Angeles Angels will be without Mr. Trout for 3 to 4 months with a concussion. So that's going to potentially keep him from hitting 500 home runs this year, or it will. I mean, he's going to miss 3.5 months, so he won't be back until July. This season, if he ends up like 2017 and he hits 33 home runs, he'll get close, but that's going to hurt his numbers for this year, obviously. So let's go back to us. So so we'll set our lineup, set our pitching staffs. We'll take a look at our front office. So we have a tiny bit of money left. You can see, our payroll has gone up significantly here over the last few months, signing Devers to that $27 million deal, signing Springer, or trading for Springer and paying $21 million of his contract will do that. We will be able to get out of this Sale deal next year, though, as it's a $20 million team option, and we will be voiding that, so that'll get us some of this money back, which we'll need to sign German Marquez. We're locked up with 3 of our big bullpen arms, Alvarado, Dominguez, and Ferguson. If we need to save some money, we can probably do it there. Zach Short's going to be looking for $6 million next year. We'll probably look to move him because we've got Livan Soto ready to come up and take that role. Taylor Trammell, He's expecting it to get a big bump in arbitration next year. So we have some interesting financial decisions to make in the next offseason, but we're not even close to that yet. Let's just look and see. Oof. Okay. Well, that's not happening. So um, hopefully he plays just well enough to get this number down to closer to 30. I'm not paying a starting pitcher $47 million. So um, we'll have to just see how it goes. So let's start with our lineups. Actually, we have to send people down first. We got 35 players, 15 pitchers. So we have to send 2 pitchers down. Corey Abbott. All right, so we do this then. We have a designate, and we got to send one more person down. Abbott, I think. All right, so we'll actually let's just set this now. Not sure why all my scouting accuracies are low. Hopefully that changes, but we're gonna go Kez, Sanchez, and Sale. Set this to a 5-man rotation. Sale, Gray. Who gets that? I really wanted it to be Riley Thompson, but did not pitch well. Neither did Davy Garcia. Him a reliever again. Michael Baez, if we make him a starter, drops to 79. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Go. Kim a reliever. And we'll make Riley Thompson the number 5. All right. So Caleb Ferguson will be our closer. So Anthony Dominguez will be the stopper. Jose Alvarado is going to be a setup. 7th or later. High leverage. So we'll have our 3 best relievers in there most of the time. Baez and Garcia will be middle relief. Baez using more often. Yeah. Adolfo will be long relief. Jensen will be long relief. Jensen will be starter. It will be a lefty specialist. Relief. We also want him as the opener just in case. So if we have a doubleheader or something, we'll go John Jensen and then Rodolfo. So that looks good, I think, right? Closer, stopper, setup. Yeah, I think that looks good. So now we're down to 33, so we have to cut 6. So Kessler, him, 4, 5, 6. Does that leave me at 20? I'm at 28, so I got to get down to 26. So I got to get 2 more people down, right? Pena and Lopez. Right, okay. So now we clear and we clear. Batting ratings, so leading off is going to be Taylor Trammell. And for some reason, again, my scouting accuracies are all out of whack. I don't understand why, but that's fine. Batting second against righties is going to be Nick Gonzalez, followed by Austin Meadows, followed by Devers. I have him batting 4th. Baez 5th. Rizzo's not going to like batting 6th, but it is what it is. Batting 7th will be Oh man, I hope he didn't stall. I hope that's just a scouting thing. Okay, yeah, all right. Oh, I see what was doing. Oh, for some reason it was set on the OSA scouting. All right, well, that makes more sense. That makes me feel a little better. Dominguez will be batting 7th and playing center. Naylor at 8th. Let's see what that does to that. Andrew Vaughn. Okay, he got some some left field opportunities. It's fine. So we're going to continue to do that. And this. So we'll have him play like 3 times every 10 games. Yeah, that's fine, I guess. Christian will play every 4th game. Springer. Yes, Springer here and here. He's not playing every 2nd game. Maybe he'll play every 3rd game here and once a week for Trammell. That looks good, I think. Deshaun Knowles will get some periodic play time as he looks to improve. Let's copy the lineup. Paste. And so what do we want to do against lefties? So against lefties, I think we have to play Springer. That's why we got him. So he'll come in and he'll play center field. Vasquez will start against lefties. See, at Dominguez, though, he's better against lefties than he is against righties, but he'll still get his opportunities. So let's generate the depth chart, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to bat Vaughn here, and we're going to bat Vaughn here. But here it's going to be every 15th game because Meadows is actually better against righties. It's fine. So it'll be every 10th game here. Every 5th game here and every 8th game here. Dominguez will play center. Knowles will get his opportunities there against lefties. That works. So let's copy this. Plug it in here. The difference here is we're going to make Vaughn the DH. We're going to move up. Run with that, I think. Set that. Come here. Copy and paste. Same deal. Stick Vaughn in as the DH. That. We paste. All right. So I think we have our opening day roster set. Let's just go ahead and sim ahead to opening day and see what we get for messages. Hope we get off to a better start this year. Last year was rough. Season expectations, reach the playoffs, top 100 prospects. We don't have anybody, or top 10 prospects. We don't have anybody there. Stanley Guzman is the #1 prospect in baseball. He was claimed on waivers. He's the #1 prospect in baseball. So bad decision there by Houston. Let's take a look at preseason predictions. Have us 94-68, winning the National League Central. Got Marquez on there. Austin Meadows. I would take 94-68. Let's just look at the minor league systems. We are 3rd. Baraka 16th, Mario Gonzalez 17th, Bernal 28th, Pena, our Rule 5 draftee who got hurt, and I was able to put him on the 60-day DL, which was nice. So he'll be on the 60-day for the next month and a half. And then Mata is 54th. So we are third right now. So I will take it. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this one. So next episode will probably start at the end of April, like it normally does. We'll play that one through the trade deadline. Yeah, that's gonna just about do it. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. If there's anybody you want to look at, let me know. But until we talk again, everybody take care. Bye bye.